Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday. It is music night, and we're finally here. Hoofda. Man, we had to go and carry computers around and boxes and stacking and try to get down video signal to go downhill. Man.
Engineers, satellites, those kind of things.
Oh man, it was just not working for us here. Not working at all. Welcome for those of you who are joining us. Some of you are watching us on YouTube. Some of you are watching on Facebook, and there might be multiple live Facebook feeds going. I can't even tell you for sure what's all going on Facebook.
Hopefully someone's watching us somewhere.
Yes, exactly. As long as you're watching, that's the important part. So tonight I'm going to try to follow the chat on both Facebook and YouTube as we go tonight.
Challenge.
Yeah, that's so Brian, you're going to have to do all of the intelligence stuff tonight. I'll just throw things at you.
I'll do my best.
You can bring the A game.
I've got the Facebook chat open, so I can see that.
Okay,
bring
good. The A game.
I've got the
there
Facebook
we go.
chat
Cool.
open. All right. So tonight we are tapping into the top 100 of 2003. And we're also going to look at some of our personal favorites or songs that didn't make the top 100 that are really good for our dance floors, or we just like one or the other.
One or the other,
because that's what we do every Thursday. If you are joining us for the first time,
or every Tuesday too.
Or Tuesday. That's one of those T days. I don't know. Taco Tuesday.
The one that starts with or ends with a day at the end.
Did you hear that Cinco de Mayo this year is going to land on Taco Tuesday?
Really?
Yeah. This is the moment we've all been training for.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. Might have to go down to. There's a couple of restaurants that are Mexican restaurants down the street here that are really, really good, but they are authentic restaurants. They're not for people like me,
right?
That think ketchup is a spice,
right? Or pepper. Yeah, no.
Oh, you put that pepper shaker back here. That's pretty potent stuff, man.
Wow, you sound like a local when you say that.
It's because I worked long and hard to master that skill of being.
I have a great list for you, by the way. I have a diverse list. It's stuff, some of the stuff on the list, if you don't have it, I recommend you get it, because if the opportunity pops up somewhere along the line where somebody wants it, you're going to be a hero if you have it. I've got some of those songs on my extra list tonight, just so you know.
Yeah, I was going to say my extra list is a little bit more in depth than what we came out of the top 100 tonight.
Yeah. For
this show. And that was actually surprising me, because from 2003, there's a lot of things that I would say maybe we may not use, some we will use today yet, but goodness, there were songs that really held for about 8 to 10 years in our playlist. Yes. And yet they weren't high chart songs.
There's a song that is on my list. I cannot believe it didn't chart in 2003, and I'll get into that later. But I mean, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, am I missing it? Did I miss something? Why isn't this song on the list? It has to be. And it's not there at all. So,
Brian, they're saying that your mic's a little quiet. Can you?
My mic's quiet. Can you give this better?
Give it just a little bit.
I can get up close and personal here, or I can crank it up a little bit.
Yeah, you seem to be a little lower on the bouncing on the view meter that I've got here, but
really, is that better?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Better.
Yeah, let's go with that. We're more equivalent with our bouncing.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so if you guys have got questions, you can be watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, whichever. Please, questions or any comments or thoughts, please put those in those chats. We're going to try to follow those tonight and answer questions as we go and talk music as we go, because that's what Tuesday nights are all about.
Yes, sir.
About.
So yeah, we're here. We're back.
Awesome. So let's hear a word from our sponsors. For those of you who are just joining us, we have got some sponsors sponsoring our shows for April. So these are the folks who make things like this happen. So catch you in about 60, 70 seconds.
The PV Dark Manor Series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2,400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation. Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit 911. More customers, more cash, less stress.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, those are our sponsors for our shows. Please show them some love when you see them. If you're needing some of their services, whether you've got a couple of speakers companies in there, I've got some online event planner, some training materials, please go check them out because they are the ones that help us bring things like this to you. The list for the shows, we're going to put those in the 2 comment areas that will be going off from wherever. I've got so many windows open here.
Yeah. Basically, all you really have to do, you can do this on Wikipedia. You can do this on the Billboard site. You're going to Google Billboard Top 100 for 2003, and there should be several things that pop up. I run off this Google link. It's the same thing as the Billboard link, and it'll give you all the tracks. What we're doing is we're starting at the bottom 100, and we're counting down. Instead of counting up, we count down, just like all of the hot rod DJs before us did back in the days.
Yeah, because I mean, if we had been there, we'd have been Casey Kasem.
Yes.
I mean,
I would hope to be Casey Kasem.
Of course, then we'd have this weird little. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. He was tops, man. That guy was my guy. That was the guy I listened to religiously, weekly. I mean, from the time I was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6, I listened to this guy on Sunday mornings. That's what he did.
Sunday afternoon is when we had it, and we would listen to. I mean, he introduced us to, in my world, and he introduced us to Michael Jackson in the '80s and Men at Work, and all these different '80s things. And
Right.
And hearing him tell the stories of things that we never knew about. Of course,
whether they were true or not, he told the stories.
He told stories.
Yeah, he told them anyway. But yeah, lifeline to music for me, and I was able to hear things that weren't necessarily being played on the radio stations I was listening to. Nowadays, it's all pretty much the same thing. If it's on the list, you're hearing it. The radio stations have all kind of combined and are all playing the same stuff.
Unfortunately,
Back then, no.
Ian Moon mentioned Wolfman Jack, and that
Yes.
brings you back to American Graffiti. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, the music in it, of course, is very period. There, it's supposed to be held in the show is supposed to be from 1963. There's some period things that are messed up, but the coolest part about it for me, from American Graffiti, is listening to and the segments where Wolfman Jack is on. I was just, for some reason, just totally fascinated with that.
I know somebody who refers to him as Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob.
You know Ken Heath?
Oh yeah,
That is Wolfman Jack's nephew.
really?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Yes, he's got some great pictures of him when he's a kid
Oh,
with Uncle Bob. And I was even talking to Ken's mom about this. It's pretty neat stuff. But yeah, he used to stop by and spend time with Ken when he was little. So it's Wolfman Jack's fault that Ken Heath is a DJ, probably. So if you want to blame somebody, blame Wolfman Jack for that.
it's all his fault, man.
It's all Ken Heath's fault. Yeah.
Wolfman Jackson. Yeah, cool. All right, let's get to it now. We're gonna get through our list because we got towards the end is where we're gonna have some fun with the list.
Always have fun there. Oh God, I love the end.
Okay, we are good. I'm just making sure that everything's working well. Okay, so we do take a look at the last 10. So we're going from 100 to 91.
Yes.
We've got a Kenny Chesney in there that for a blip on no shoes, no shirt, no problem. For a second in the country crowds was kind of popular.
I get requests for that still.
Really, I just
do.
don't. I have not. But boy, for a brief moment in time, it was like, oh, this is really hot, and then it just
It's not super hot, but it pops up once in a while. If I'm doing a party where it's primarily country, they'll ask for it. That's a big one. The other one on here that I get sometimes on the country tip is "Real Good Man" by Tim McGraw for a ballad, and I've had it for mother-son dances before.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one for that. I hadn't even made a connection with that.
I'm schooling you on country. Is this a
Gosh.
parallel universe? What's
Wow.
going on here?
It's Bizarro's going to come in here in a second. And,
So if anybody asks if they like country and they're like, we want something for Mother's Son, it's a really nice one you can suggest. Real Good Man by Tim McGraw.
yeah.
They like that one, or it's been requested, so I've suggested it a few times and it's worked out. It's just a nice slow song to have. It's wedding appropriate. It's a cool one. So
A very, very nice tune. I just have never put the two together. The one in the first 10 that stands out to me, and this isn't the one that I use at a dance, it's Norah Jones, Don't Know Why. There are some songs that I've taken, and with iTunes and that whole world of iTunes, I've entered all my music into it, and you can take that and use their Genius thing to make a playlist of similar songs.
Right.
This particular track, you do this, and it picks out some really pretty songs to use for kind of a dinner time. So if you have
Right.
iTunes, and you've got the Genius and it's already done all of your music, do Norah Jones, Don't Know Why, and you'll be amazed at some of the things that it picks up. It's like having Brian Redd sitting on your shoulder.
play this too. Play this.
Exactly. This fits with that. It does.
It's really good.
And but that's one of them. There's two songs that I have done that with that I've been incredibly amazed. And the other one was from the guy Everything from Michael Bublé,
Bubbly.
the bubbly man.
Bublé. Of course, the big one here. And by the way, Norah Jones, anything Norah Jones, if you're looking for some nice torch music, they actually call it torch. It's kind of like pop standards, but it's love for sale kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Norah Jones is wonderful for that contemporary stuff. There's another one I'll just mention since we're on the subject of torch music. If you're looking for that kind of stuff, that ballady, oldie stuff, Robbie Williams did an album called Swing When You Mean It, where he did cover songs of all of the standards, the pop standards, the Something Stupid and the Frank Sinatra stuff or whatever. That one's worth checking out too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, you can mix it in with your bubbly, with your Michael Bublé.
Mm-hmm.
The big one on this list right here, of course. All right. Did I see that or did I imagine it? Yes, I did. Number 94, R. Kelly's Step in the Name of Love. This one I play a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, see, where I live, we got black people. All right. They're a little darker than us.
Mm-hmm.
And they like the stepping stuff. Stepping is like a Chicago stepping. It's a it's a dance style.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
a dance style. And Step in the Name of Love is like the national anthem for that. So R. Kelly did a few songs off that album that were inspired by the Chicago stepping movement. He's a Chicago guy, and this one was huge. So, or is still, I still play it. Step in the Name of Love is a big one, especially if I've got an urban black audience. They're going to want to hear this. Even if they're young, they want to hear it. Stepping is big. So that
Interesting.
one I would definitely own.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever played it. I'd have to listen to it. But then again, it could be a regional thing, as you're saying.
I don't think it's regional. I think it's cultural.
Or I'm just regional.
Right. It's
Rock,
I bet you they're playing it in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
probably.
They're
Yeah.
playing the heck out of it in Minneapolis, St.
Yeah.
Paul. It's just stated. It isn't going anywhere. There's not a lot. I mean, the stepping thing is like, oh boy, there's a lot of tunes you can throw in there. If you've got a really deep stepping crowd, the one I love to throw on is William Defoe's Be Thankful for What You've Got, which almost sounds like a Curtis Mayfield tune. It's from like 73, 74 or something like that.
Mhm.
But this one's huge for that step-in thing. If they say, play some step-in music, boom. Because if anybody ever asks for that, you're like, well, what is that?
Yeah.
Kind of like someone says, play a foxtrot. I don't know what that means. It sounds like something a fox does when it goes to the bathroom to me. I don't know what it means. But what I can tell you is the step-in song is R. Kelly's Step in the Name of Love. And if you play that one, they're going to be more than satisfied. So
There we go. Learned something already. We just started.
we just started.
Man, we're getting our money's worth already. Okay, let's jump to the next 10. We've got some country, we've got some rap, we've got some more country, and
Yeah, I got I'm gonna, let's see, I'm not going in order or anything.
yeah, just go ahead and grab what stands
What I
out.
really like it, I just like the song, and I've played it during dinner. I've played just because it's a pretty song. I played it for cocktails. Is Clocks by Coldplay. I like that song.
That was about the only one I highlighted in this section that still has a level of legs in the right situation, as you say.
I'm gonna go with you on that one.
Yeah. Other
That's all I see too.
there is otherwise there just isn't any that really stand out in that section.
Not
So
much.
so
Not
let's keep
much.
going because we've got a lot
But
of
wasn't
ground.
100 through 91 a lot stronger than you thought in
It
retrospect?
as I listened to it, there were a lot of songs in the first 10 we covered tonight that actually were decent songs that were used at that period of time. Then you got into the next group, and then we hit in the middle, and I was like, I'm scratching my head,
Right.
and I can't afford to do that. There's not much hair there, so I can't do
I
this.
can't. Oh, you got plenty. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so let's jump up to where 80 through 71.
Yes.
So in this section, we've got a country song from Toby Keith and Willie Nelson that
Yeah. Huge.
that was
Huge.
big and still gets people asking for that. I mean, last summer I
Yeah.
think probably 3 or 4 requests for that particular song at different
Beer
events.
for My Horses, by the way, is the name
Oh
of the
yeah,
song.
yeah. Thank you.
That is the tune. You Want to Own It. I thought it was older, actually. I don't know why. Probably because Willie was on it. And
Yeah.
it seems like I've been playing it forever at any kind of party where you have a crowd who wants to hear that kind of stuff. It's a go-to song. Beer for My Horses. It's Toby Keith and Willie Nelson. If you don't own it, own it. Oh, what else on here? I mean, for a minute and a half, a Holiday Inn with Chingy, Ludacris, and Snoop Dogg was like the thing to play.
Yep.
I haven't played it in years, but for a minute that was the track. No, I don't.
Jules' Intuition was kind of a nice little song I would play like if I'm doing a teen dance, I'd play it ahead of the actual start of the dance when the kids, the student council kids were still moving tables around because there was enough of it was a little bit of a but it wasn't anything you'd use for a dance. But it was a nice song, and Jules a nice young lady who probably loves her
Lived in a car,
loves her kitty cat.
right, with her mom. I think they lived in a car.
Yeah, down by
With
the
her mom,
river.
waitressing while she was trying to get her a record deal.
Yeah, it all works together. It all full circle. Okay, so yeah, that was
That's all I got.
kind of a weak section. Let's go 70 through 61. We're just going to zip through these things.
You really liked number 70 last week. That was a choice of yours, I believe, right?
I think I put 3 stars behind it.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
is
know what. I don't know. It was 5 stars, like
Puddle of
wonderful?
Mud. She hates me.
Yeah, it's a fun song, and people like it once in a. They
Yeah.
hear it once in a while. It's
Yeah.
a good one.
Scanning up.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I
Yep.
get requests for that one. Alan Jackson featuring Jimmy Buffett. That's a 2-4.
The most common quoted song or title at 2:30 in the afternoon in any bar.
Yes.
Somewhere it's 5 o'clock. And then
That's all I got.
the other one is 3 Doors Down. Here Without You was.
Yeah.
I've had that one numerous times when with the war with the Gulf War when that was in full swing.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of requests for that song.
That right.
It was,
get that.
but it's kind of a downer song.
It is.
It's a lot of downer song.
Righteous stuff. But sometimes people like that. I mean, we talked about that last week with some of the tracks.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to, reflect or whatever, and it's not necessarily a happy thing, but it's meaningful to them. If you ever run into a situation like that, by the way, DJs, if you have somebody who was like some dude died and we got to hear the sad song, like they really want to hear it, and you play it, always follow that up with something really big. Don't keep that downer. Hit them with something big, because they're on an emotional high right now. They're reminiscing. They're thinking about their dead friend or their friend who isn't there, or whatever the case might be. Same goes for parents, grandmas, whatever. Always follow that up with something that is happy, because it lifts the mood really fast. They're already in an emotional state where you can influence them, and you'll probably make them dance. So that's my suggestion to you.
It does, and it's a tough time to be, as you say, bringing them down and then back up. And if you don't bring them back up and bring them up fairly quickly, then
You're killing the party.
you kill the party, and they go down. If they go down farther, you might as well start packing up your speakers.
Okay, somebody in the chat here said 2003 is kind of a lame year. I totally disagree, and I will prove that in this show.
Yeah, exactly. When we get
There's
past,
good stuff here.
I think the top 100 we can say is slightly weaker than some of the other top
Yeah,
100.
there's some hot stuff here though that we're still playing today.
Okay, 51 through 60 in that set. I mean, we've got
Today with staying power, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, I mean, sure. I mean, Ginny from the Block for a half a second.
Yep.
Even underneath it all, No Doubt was big for a second.
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Jason Moran's The Remedy is one of those things that if you want to use it for a segueing from dinner to something where you want to have something that they can't dance to, but they probably will recognize, hey, I remember that song.
There are
And
better options for Jason Moran's coming up in the next 10.
Very much so. But that is about the only, I mean, and that's, now we're scraping the bottom to get anything to talk nice about Nat 10.
Right. You can't say anything nice. Don't say anything at
So
all.
we're going to just move on.
Fine.
41 through 50.
Let's go to 48 right away.
'Kay.
Bodies of Wonderland. John Mayer.
John Mayer.
There you go. There's your John Mayer tune right there.
Yep, that is it. That's it. That's the main one, and you hear that played heavily yet today on many of those mix stations from the 80s, 90s, and today type of things.
Yes.
Oh,
It
my.
is what they call a pop standard, an adult contemporary pop standard now.
Yep. So that means that anyone basically over the age of 40 will know
The
it.
Phil Collins Elton John Club.
Yeah, John Mayer. That's not a bad club to be in for.
Phil Collins, Elton John, early Mariah Carey, Michael Bolton, John Mayer.
Yeah.
He's there with them all. So mom likes it. So it gets mom's seal of approval. The mom station. They just call it the mom station,
Mom
shouldn't
station.
they?
Yeah, not adult contemporary. It's the mom station.
It's the mom station.
How would you do a jingle for that? Clean hits.
101.5, the mom.
Wow, that just sounded.
WMOM.
Well, we've got a radio
Or
station
KMOM on the other side of the Mississippi. Yeah.
for those times where you're not feeling quite okay. Well, let's see. Was there anything else in that set?
I saw something.
Miss Independent from Kelly Clarkson was that had its 30 seconds of fame.
Yeah, it did.
Traps.
As did what was the other one I saw? That for a second it was kind of big. I take that back. Nothing.
Trapped Headstrong. I remember this is one of those songs that the kids would ask for, and you're like, no, it's a dance. Darn you.
What about Trains Calling All Angels? It seems like that one was kind of big for a second too.
Yeah. Much better songs from Train to Play, but yeah,
Yes.
that's a nice song.
And it's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. It could be used in that filling. Want to kill some time.
Train Wreck.
Well, it isn't quite a train
How I
wreck.
feel about the whole genre.
It's more like a train slowdown, or it's a train.
Derailment. It's for my dance floor.
Yeah, exactly. For the dance floor, it's a derailment all the way. 40 through 31.
All right. Let's see here. What do we got?
We talked about Air Force One a little bit as being one from last.
You said that one was really hot.
Yeah, it was hot at that, and obviously it was one that showed up last. It was a 2002 release that hit the charts in 2003.
Okay, Rock Your Body, Justin Timberlake. Okay, finally, Justin gives us something solo that we need to play.
Yes.
This is the first one, and you can still totally play the song in a set. In fact, sometimes, I get so sick of playing Sexy Back, I'll either do this one or the Senorita song in place of that, and people know it and they like it.
For sure.
Rock Your Body is a totally legit track you can still play today.
And this is a prime example of a song that a person should be checking. As you mentioned it last couple of weeks, the different charts, the UK charts and the Australian charts. This charted very high on those charts, much higher than 32.
Oh man, the vibe was different. They
Much.
didn't have Trainwreck over there, and they didn't have a lot of rap. It just didn't resonate with them. It does now, but back then it didn't. They had much better options, and unfortunately, a lot of the artists overseas didn't have the same distribution deals they had in the U.S. So we didn't hear them. But the good news is BSR is here for you today to tell you what some of those really good ones were for 2003, because there were some really good ones. I regress.
Dixie Chicks
you're
at
right,
Dixie Chicks at 35 with Landslide was a highly requested song, and it was one that I just could not get into. It's a slower tune, and it's like, come on. It's one of those, I'd rather do the original. I enjoyed the original much more.
Yeah, I mean, the original was hot. It had the resurgence in 97 when Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac did the reunion tour and did the dance CD, which was live, and that was the big resurgence of the song. And Dixie Chicks redid it. It's a fine song, and I have played it.
Yep.
It's probably not a bad idea to own it, but yeah, it's not going to break your party if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. There's other things you can do. 30 through 21. We'll get into getting a little bit more of the dance. And
Uh-huh.
in this section, actually, is one of the hottest songs in that I think might have topped the UK charts. The Black Eyed Peas, "Where's the Love,"
Yeah.
was within the top 5 on both charts. But here,
Right.
it's way down at 26.
Right. The other one that did really well in the UK, and it came out this year. I didn't have it on my favorites list or anything. It's Blanca's favorite one, and that's called "Shut Up." She loves the tune, and it did very well overseas, but it didn't do anything here.
Dancing tunes, a new genre. Sneeze and you missed it.
Yep, I read that. That's talking about my train wreck stuff. The really terrible,
That's funny.
down tempo, stuff. Game of Love was hot for a second. I think it was Santana trying too hard.
Yep.
We see "Lose Yourself Again" by Eminem.
Yep.
That was, it's hot. If you're going to play an Eminem track, that's the one to
That's
play.
it.
But it also charted last 2002, the show we did last week.
Mm-hmm.
There are other ones here. Oh, PIMP by 50 Cent. Own it. It's a nice alternate 50 Cent song to have.
An alternate one. Yep. When you have to you want to play a second one, or you don't want to be playing the main.
Right.
Okay, let's keep on moving on up here
Keep it on.
to 20 through 11. There's a couple of songs in here that have a couple, and I think "Drift Away" was actually showed up last week, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't it?
Yeah, Adobe Gray. Oh God.
Yeah, I think that showed up last week on us. Avril Lavigne's "I'm With You," a little bit slower. It had its moment because of the people who thought that Avril Lavigne was a big rock star and wanted to have a ballad from her. A slower song. Yeah.
I got "Get Low" by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Yeah.
I play that every week.
Yeah, if there's
Still.
one song that's going to stand out in 2003, that's it.
That's one of them. There are some good ones.
That goes over. That's got to be one of the top ones right there for sure.
Bouncing back to 20,
Yeah,
if I can do that.
Magic Stick.
Magic Stick by Lil Kim and 50 Cent. You can totally throw that on a retro set. They're going to love it. And it's actually a good tune. It's
It is.
different than the rest of them. You can throw on once in a while.
Mhm.
So, cool
Yep.
song.
Let's see what else.
What else? All I have, I love the song. It's going to do nothing for you, but I just personally like it. I don't know why, but I do.
Which song?
All I Have by
Oh,
Jennifer
there we
Lopez
go.
and LL
At
Cool
15.
J.
Yep.
When I'm doing my own music programming, I play that one and I follow it up with Dilemma. Kelly Rowland and R. Kelly.
Mhm.
Or not R.
Yeah,
Kelly,
yeah.
Nelly, that guy. I like those two songs. Shake Your Tail Feather, that had some really nice legs for a minute,
Yep. And
as did Beyonce's Baby Boy.
I think that's a good way. They both had their moments, and and now they're singing "Get Low" and
Just, all of the stuff that I'm saying had legs and really doesn't necessarily have it anymore. It doesn't mean you need to discard it. This is stuff that you can definitely throw in on your retro sets.
for sure. That's exactly as you were
Or if
saying.
you have an audience that's like really heavy. Oh, we love 50 Cent, Nelly, and all that. Cool. I can play you everything that you have on your iPod. I can play you everything that you hear at every bar that plays that genre. Or I can throw in some weird stuff that you forgot about. So this stuff does have value. When we mention it like that, it's not particularly doesn't mean it's a throwaway. But it's just some information for you programming wise. It had legs at one time, so it can be retro.
Yeah, for sure. Getting into our final stretch, the final 10 as we get there. I've got a few of them now in this section.
Yeah, definitely got a few in this section.
Starting it out at number 10. "Bring Me to Life." from
Yeah,
Evanescence.
that was some dramatic rocky stuff.
They had a couple of cause they had that, and what was the other one? I've got that. I've been My Immortal.
Yeah.
Were the two. And they definitely had this haunting power ballady thing going on with that. And
I think I play a Vitamin String Quartet version of that.
yep, I believe probably the version you play is the My Immortal is the band version with their guitars down is what that cut was called.
No, it's actually Vitamin String Quartet doing it.
Oh, really? So I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a pretty hot act. We talked about them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Basically, what it is, it's a string quartet, and they do cover songs of everything. Like you
Gotcha.
name it, they do a cover of it, and it's kind of interesting. Some of them, I don't like the way they arrange them, or maybe I just don't like the song. It doesn't sound right. Some stuff is amazing, like the Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit"
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's so much fun to throw in during dinner. No one's paying attention. It's background music. They're just talking, and then there's that one table that hears it, and they just start laughing. And then you have a connection with that. And I literally get on the microphone and say, well, someone was paying attention. The whole table just starts laughing.
Yep.
And now you've got a relationship with that table,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have fun with them. But yeah, it's not completely useless. But
There's
you
an
don't have to.
endorsement. Not completely useless.
All right.
What do you got? What do you got in here?
Picture Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow. That's a sing along. Have a lot of fun with that one. Not a dancing song particularly, but you could. It could be a slow dance song, but the whole time they're slow dancing, they're screaming, the 3 damn days as loud as they can. I think we talked about that
Yep,
maybe
exactly. Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
it's definitely that late in the night in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Not at a uncha club. It's going to be in the bar where people have had a few to drink and they're holding the beer in one hand and swing. Yeah.
What do you have next?
I'm going to jump up with R. Kelly, and I'm jumping in the middle of a couple of them. With R.
Sure.
Kelly's Ignition,
Yeah.
was one that I didn't play much at this time, but after probably 3 years later, it just all of a sudden in this particular area where I play, it just became kind of a staple for a period of time with
It's
requests.
still a staple here.
So-
and it's got to be the remix. You can't just.
Yeah.
It's charted as the remix.
Yeah, exactly. And on the chart here, it didn't have the remix on it. But yeah, the
says
Ignition,
Ignition
remix. Yeah, you got to definitely have that. Yeah, in the chat
but-
board, Day and Night mentioned the remix also. So
Yes. Crazy in Love isn't a bad tune. If you've got people who like Beyonce, probably one of the more danceable Beyonce songs besides like Single Ladies.
yeah, I would agree. I would highly agree.
Get Busy, Sean Paul, not a terrible song. If they like that kind of, what is it, like Trinidadian?
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
reggae
It's
stuff?
dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 yeah.
So that's hot too. But there's one more on this list, John. Would you like to tell us what it is?
There's actually two, and the Chingy, I believe is how that's pronounced. With
Right There.
Right There. That is one of those that had that moment.
Yeah.
And this is that kind of that throwback one where you're going to surprise them. For the people who grew up in this time, they will remember that song. If they were in high school, they're going to remember it, and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that song." There's your surprise song.
There you go.
And-
Good tune to have in your arsenal. And if you build crates, you put that in your crate with the other stuff, like number one.
Dun, 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 which is a great song in the club from 50 Cent. Except if you got when we had the radio edit first, and then the music video came out, and every music video, the initial ones that I had that long dun dun dun, that long intro, and it's like a minute and a half of intro.
Didn't it have like a speedboat taken off or something?
Yeah, there was the speedboats, and then Superman flew in, and then all of a sudden Spider-Man, saved the girl, and the Hulk, blew something up. I don't remember. It was a long ass intro.
In England, they call those the bad acting music videos.
That's a
It's just what they call it. Like, is it one of those videos with the bad acting? It's like like Thriller or whatever. There are edits out there available through different sources.
Yeah.
You want those for this? particular
Yeah,
video.
exactly. And that was one of the early releases, and I don't remember who had which. But it was this long intro, and it's like, oh, we got to go to get in there so we get to it. But yeah, that was the number one song on the charts for 2003.
Yes.
And I still think, comparing Indie Club and Get Low, I think Get Low is definitely got more legs for our dance floor today. But I think you put 50 Cent in maybe a second tier if you were going to be, like a first set, you were going to want to hit Get Low. You could maybe use that in a second tier if you were going to look for a song from this era.
What I like about In the Club is it's a standalone track. I can play it anywhere. It's not like I have to build to it or whatever.
Very
I
true.
can throw it in and play it and then jump out with something else.
Very
It stands all by itself. Where a track like Get Low, I got to build to it.
Yeah, very
And
true.
usually I build to it with Usher's Yeah. I mix out of Yeah into Get Low is how I normally do that. And it works well.
Yeah.
But yeah, In the Club is just a standalone track. You can just throw it in, jump out. For me anyway.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's a great point. Great point.
And
All
it
right.
was Oprah's 50th birthday song, which was kind of funny.
Which
You know,
one?
Oprah Winfrey, she comes out. I remember that her 50th birthday broadcast, she comes out to end the club by 50 cents because it's like, go shorty, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
That just right there made the song a staple forever. Anything Oprah touched for a while just
Blew up. Yeah. Yeah.
recommended a book. It's the bestseller. I mean, just from an audience's point of view, not from mine, from an audience's point of view. Understand? I'm not sitting around watching Oprah, but it was on and
Sure, you're not.
it happened. Shut up, John. They don't got to know everything about me. But anyway, yeah. So that means that mom knows it too.
Precisely. Yes, she
That's
would.
what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah, sure.
So,
As he was admitting his Oprah fetish. But that's another story for another day. It's time to get to our personal favorites or things that we have on our list that didn't make the top 100.
yes.
Now, this particular week, last week I spent a little time with some of the things that Promo Only released in their music video area to see what Nick and the crew had put together. This week, I just went to the things that were released on the different between the different services that I get. I get 3 different services, and anything that was released in 2003 that I have played on a number of occasions, I've got on my list. So some of these may not chart this week. We may see them charting next week. And we've had this issue already, so I just want to throw this out there that if you're like, oh, 2004 wasn't that hit?
Got the same thing with my list.
Yep.
Same thing.
So
I'm trying to put them in where they make sense, though, where we recognize them from that year. I'm trying to with my list.
yeah, yep, and that's what I was looking. Anything that chart that was released in November, December. There was only one song that was released in November, December that I play. Otherwise, everything was kind of the middle. Probably it would be second quarter and third quarter.
What's the first one on your list? What do you have?
Well, the first one that I have is one that we actually. Well, I'm not going to do that one. I was going to do the very first one. Was you already mentioned it? Was Senorita from Justin.
JT.
And
right on.
and I kind of correlate this particular song, Senorita. It's a neat song. It's not a heavy dance tune. It's kind of more of a grooving. This is one that earlier in a club. It'd be when I play in that first hour when I want them to be kind of bouncing around a little bit and playing something that's kind of cool. That's where this fits into.
It's cool to come out of a slow set with that tune.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes with the right audience.
For sure.
Bounce. I mean, my audiences bounce to it.
Yep, I think that's a great
More
way
of
to
an
describe it.
R&B track.
Yep, it would be a good bouncing tune, and right now probably the song that he's got equivalent to that, maybe not quite the bouncy tune, but the crowd reaction wise, that people they enjoyed listening to this one, and I would say the one he's got right now, it's about drinking. Oh, he's.
Somebody else.
Somebody knows. The current Justin Timberlake it's been out in the last 9 months, and he's drinking. And is he drinking whiskey? Oh, he sang it. It's a country song. He sang it with a country singer in 2014, I think. Somebody will know it, please, if you guys remember what that song is. But that's really kind of the equivalent of, it wasn't a dancey song, and this song today with Justin isn't a dancey song, but it's a popular song because people know it. So what do you got for your first one? And we'll get that song title. I'm sure somebody will know it.
I can't believe this song is on the top 100. And the reason I can't believe it is because I remember Drink You Away.
Thank you, Matt. Drink You Away. That's right.
Yes. And there is a delay on this chat in the video, so Matt hasn't even heard that we've said that yet. It'll take 30 seconds or whatever.
It does.
Thank you. Delay is weird. Okay, this tune I know came out in August or September. I think it was released in September of 2003, but Kiss FM got a hold of it early here's why I know this. Okay, I started dating Blanca in 2003, who's now upstairs, I don't know, doing whatever she does. So I'm still with her. And we used to listen to a lot of radio when we were just hanging out. And this song got played every 45 minutes. Like I remember one night, the first time I ever came to her house, we sat around and we talked and the song, we talked from like 2 o'clock until 6 a.m. I remember.
Wow.
And I heard the song like 5 times. And that's why I know the song was a 2003 song.
Mm-hmm.
But oddly enough, it didn't get any legs until 2004. And that is Outkast, Hey Ya.
Yep.
I can't believe that it didn't hit a singles chart thing, coming out that in summer,
Yep.
because that song was everywhere. But sure enough, it didn't really sell probably until the Love Box Love Below double album came out. And when I think about 2004 Outcast, I think about The Way You Move, the Big Boy song, because that came out in like January that year.
Yep.
I don't think a Hey Ya like happened. So anyway, that's my first one.
I'm going to go with I've got in my list, I've got a couple of country and I've got a couple of Christian songs that were actually crossed over. And we're going to go with a Christian one with Mercy Me. They came out with I Can Only Imagine. And
Okay.
it's a slower song, but it was one that was played on pop stations as well as, of course, Christian stations. And it is still in the Christian circle. It is a very known and well-used song today. So I Can Only Imagine for Mercy Me.
Mercy Me from whom?
Mercy Me is the group, and the song
Okay.
is called I Can Only Imagine.
I Can Only Imagine. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Learning something new.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. This is just a favorite. This is the first time I ever heard this guy, and there's something about this guy that I liked. And I've played the song for people, and they've said that is horrible. This song is terrible, but I love it. It's off of Basement Jaxx's album Kish Cash, and it's called Lucky Star. It's featuring Dizzy Rascal. I love this Basement Jaxx track. It's weird. It sounds like it should be Indian or Arabic or something. And Dizzy Rascal is like this I don't know, I think he's like a South London rapper guy, originally from Trinidad or something. And this guy did the song Bonkers. Have you ever heard Bonkers?
I don't think
With
so.
Dizzy Rascal and Armand Van Helden. It turned up in the movie Kingsman, if you saw that movie, when they stole that guy's car. But anyway, I like the guy. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but I like it, and I just put it on my list.
Cool. Well, a song, if you have children that were, let's see, somewhere between the ages of 10 and probably 20, they experienced the whole Garfield world, and they would know the song from Black Eyed Peas, Hey Mama, which was released in 2003.
Yeah, I was in the Garfield movie with Bill Murray, right?
Yes, it was. And I will still have youngsters, because of people playing Garfield in their vehicles, what have you. They'll still have kids at weddings come up and, you gonna play that Garfield song for me? So
I think that's a really interesting observation. If there was ever a song that was featured in a kids movie, have it. It's just have it. Shrek, Over the Hedge.
Yep.
I mean, and it doesn't have to be like the Disney staple. It could be a Warner movie, or it could be a Pixar movie, or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything. Have it, because the kids will know it and they'll like it.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
And if they're, even like we're talking about 2003 here,
Yeah.
you could have a 9-year-old in 2003 digging this song who could be getting married today.
Yep, for sure.
So
Yeah, there's probably somebody out there making up their wedding dance, or they're doing the whole Garfield dance to it, and
right, could happen.
could happen. What do you got next?
I like this song. I don't know where its place is, but I just like it. And that's The Darkness. I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Oh yeah.
I really like that song, and it's kind of almost got like a gothy feel to it. It's rock, but it's also got a little splash of Freddie Mercury in there somewhere, and it's campy, and I dig it. I like campy things for some reason, but it's a cool tune, so I just put it on my list. Very cool rocker tune. Might not be a bad one to have around, because I think it is kind of danceable, and if somebody likes that kind of stuff, they may. I've never had it happen to me personally, but it could happen. Somebody could ask for it, and you could dance to it.
Well, you're going to go to campy weird things. I'm going to pull out Girls and Boys from Good Charlotte, where
Right.
it's just one of those rock and roll bands or rock bands. They wouldn't be a boy band, but they would have been, kind of a college band probably.
I would put them in the same category as like Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
College. Mainstream college alternative. How does that sound?
There we go. That's the best way it means for college. But it was.
Or as it was called earlier, that genre that came and went. You missed it if you blinked, or whatever they said in the chat.
Yeah.
But it happened. Yeah.
But that was kind of a fun little kind of quirky song at that time. And again, it would be oh yeah, I remember that song kind of a moment.
Hmm. Well, next on my list, I have a song by Junior Jack. And this is dance. This is clubby stuff, but it's one of my. It's might be my favorite Junior Jack song. I really like Junior Jack, and this tune is called E Samba. If you've never heard it, check it out. It's very bouncy and clubby, and I don't know. I love the tune. That's E Samba by Junior Jack.
Cool. Baby Bash came out with the song Sugar Sugar.
Ah, yes.
And it's not a great dance tune, but it's just kind of this little, kind of that little bebop song, that little grooving song that's kind of a fun thing to put in, mix in with Senorita up we mentioned earlier. Just has that kind of early evening feel. Mm-hmm. So definitely one to check out. Sugar Sugar from Baby Bash.
Do you remember the song by Jefferson Airplane, Somebody to Love?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Boogie Pimps remixed it in 2003. Somebody to Love by the Boogie Pimps. You could totally use this song.
The video on that one.
Pardon?
How did that one go? Was the video nasty in that one, or was it?
No, well, the video had babies skydiving out of an airplane.
Well, there was something with that, yeah, because we were looking for it.
Okay, you cannot play it at the school.
Yeah.
Because the babies are skydiving out of an airplane and they're heading towards a giant set of breasts on the ground.
There we go. Yes. I was going to say there was something with the
Watch
the video.
The video on YouTube. It's brilliant. And there's nothing naughty about it, but yeah, probably you shouldn't play it for schools. There's no nudity or anything else in it, but it's quite funny.
Because Boogie Pimps, that song, I don't know if it was released on any of the music services.
No, this is a Europe thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was, because we had some requests for it, but we didn't have it from any of the U.S. services. We had to get the video from somewhere else, and
no, it's brilliant though. It's such a fun tune. If you've got anybody who likes 60s rock, if you've got a crowd who's like, okay, we really like 60s rock, and you want to do some dance stuff, you almost can't lose with this. It's the sample of Jefferson Airplane is in the song. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they re-recorded it. It's just remixed. And there are cool tracks like that. I think there's a Doobie Brothers track, Sure Is Pure remix of Long Train Running by the Doobie Brothers, which is the same thing. It still sounds like Long Train Running by the Doobie Brothers, but now it's a dance track. It came out in the 90s. Excuse me.
Yeah, I didn't.
But this one's another one where, if you had that opportunity, this would be so much fun to do. So once again, that's the Boogie Pimps with Somebody to Love.
Yeah, that is a fun song. Definitely a fun song.
Yeah.
One I was surprised didn't make the charts because it does bring the boys to the yard. was Kellis's Milkshake. I mean, it was, and I believe it came out. I want to say it came out in week 26, 27.
So right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the year. And again, she must not have been shaking it at the right side of the house to bring people to the yard until maybe later. We'll see next week if she brought them to the yard in 2004.
Yeah, well, that song was huge. It was in movies. It was in parodies of movies. You could totally play that song. But it's the song is almost a parody of itself now if you play it. It's almost like it's like a joke.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Oh, it very well is. And I had a wedding where the parents requested it because Dad went out there and he was doing his milkshake. Yeah. I mean, and the crowd just ate that up.
I would put it in the same category as Tom Jones. It's Not Unusual. I mean, it's that kind of novelty song that you would play.
Novelty song. Great way to say it. That's exactly what this is.
It's
going
become
to become
that.
Yeah, it's become that.
But that was huge over in Europe. They ate that up.
Yeah. All right.
So this one, I would normally look at this as complete heresy. Kind of like last week. Remember last week? I was talking about the remake of I Would Die For You.
Yep, from Prince.
This is the same thing. I was actually in England when this came out, and it blew me away. And Stand Back is one of my favorite songs of all time by Stevie Nicks.
Good tune.
Actually, it's not by Stevie Nicks. It's written by Prince. It's Little Red Corvette. If you listen to them side by side, they're the same song. Well, Linus Love and Sam Obernick, who I love, great Italian vocalist, did a remake of Stand Back. And I Love it. They give it justice. It did such a nice job. It's a dance song. They did a beautiful job with this. So that's Linus Loves featuring Sam Obernick with Stand Back. Came out in when was it? Late October, early November 2003. And probably a Europe thing only. We may have seen it on dance charts in the States, maybe some chart in 2004. But
That's very tough on that one.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to probably one of my favorite slow songs when I have a crowd that you can feel that there's just a lot of kind of love and history and family, and that you've got the parents there with the kids, and this is just a fabulous song. The song is from Alan Jackson. The song is called "Remember When."
Oh yeah, wasn't that on the?
I don't believe it was. I didn't see it up there.
What was the song? I was thinking of something else, but yeah, that's a hot one.
Yeah, 5 o'clock somewhere is what was there. But yeah, this is. I would say this probably has had more as it's progressed in age. It's kind of like a wine. I think it's gotten better with time.
Yes, people love that track.
Yeah, that's definitely
it's a slow one, but they dig it.
And the music video. I mean, it's Alan dancing with his wife in the video, singing basically about their family and children and life together and such. So it's that's one. There's some songs that you can play at the right time and you will get an emotional response from your guests. You'll have tears in the eyes. And this is one of them that will definitely do that. And then if you played at the wrong time, they're all drunk and obnoxious and they don't care.
Right. I've noticed a trend with country music. With country music, they like to talk about the old days. The only rock and roll thing I can think of that's kind of like that is Bob Seger went through that stage where he was always talking about the old days, the days of old.
Yeah, and a little
singing a song from 1962.
Springsteen had a little bit of that too.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Most of the most of the country stuff is the old days stuff. It's
yeah. Oh yeah, for the reminiscing about the good old times and
right.
And a number of folks who never left the good old times. Anniversary dance,
a lot of them just live there.
Matt mentioned that's great for an anniversary dance, and he's exactly right. Good tune
it is.
for that.
It is, and I've done it for that. That's a really, really good pick, John. DJs have that tune. It's a good tune to have.
What do you got next for us?
I've got Curtis Mantronic featuring Jamonics, stuff you guys have never heard before, but I really like this tune. It's called "How Do You Know." I love this tune, and I can't remember what the sample is from. But it's a really, really nice energy dance song, Europe thing. We didn't hear it here, but it's cool.
Who's saying that one?
It's Curtis Mantronic featuring Jamonics, CHAMONIX with "How Do You Know." This is a song I like.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I like to go and check those out a little bit later.
Stuff, yeah.
Let's see. A song that you probably want to have in a collection that I don't believe it hit the top 100 from No Doubt. "It's My Life" that was a
really good one.
I would say of the No Doubt from 2003. I think "It's My Life," which was released in 2003, had more legs and had more.
Yes.
And maybe we're going to see it next week that it hit next week's charts. But
that's a remake of a song by a band called Talk Talk.
There we go. I was going to say it was an 80s band.
83, something like that. I like the No Doubt version better than the Talk Talk version. Now, some people will, look at me funny when I say that. But I really do think that was a justified remake. They really did improve it. Because the regular version of it, I mean, I own it. I've played it. I think the first request I ever got for that was actually in the 90s, early 90s. But I own it. I've played the Talk Talk version, but the No Doubt version is superior.
Yeah.
And I do really like that song. So good choice.
Very good one. Yeah.
Next up, I have, I like to call her the consolation prize. If I can't have Kylie Minogue, I'll take Danny Minogue.
Okay.
Danny was kind enough to have plastic surgery so she looked exactly like her big sister. And she's a couple years younger. She's my age. Yeah. This was the first Danny Minogue song that I heard that I was like, oh, wow, this is really good. It's called "I Begin to Wonder." And that is by Danny Minogue, Dannii Minogue. "I Begin to Wonder." I love that tune.
I've heard a couple of her songs, but I wonder if I would I'll recognize this. I'll have to check it out.
It's a good one. It's the best one that she did, like in this era. Her sister was kicking butt and taking names, but Danny did a couple this is the one that really resonated with me. I really liked it. So
Oh, they're putting in the chat room there. The final show in this series should be the top 50 songs that Brian loves and we've never heard of.
yeah, right.
We'd have to.
What is he talking about?
We'd have to actually, for that show, we'd actually have to play those tracks, and we could stream it through Facebook, but it wouldn't stay on YouTube. It would be gone. Let's see. Kind of another one of those college type rock bands that made alternative. Fountains of Wayne came out with Stacy's Mom.
Oh yeah, that was pretty hot for a minute.
That was really kind of cool, and the video was kind of a neat video in the bar at that time because we were able to play a few music videos. We had this one on a music video, and gosh, the middle-aged men loved that video.
Well, that was like the Bowling for Soup thing. That was so
very
like that.
very much so.
And it's funny because the lead vocals, if you really listen to it, especially on the chorus, it almost sounds like Weird Al Yankovic. It sounds like a parody of itself.
And that was the kind of stuff I think these bands were doing, is a little bit of a parody of their own
parody of themselves. I love it.
And it was good. It was a fun song, and
it was a hot tune.
And you can still play it today as that. Oh, there's that song, and people will remember it.
Yes. Oh boy, here's another one you probably never heard. I love this tune. It's a slow song. It's a personal favorite. It's nothing that I'm suggesting anybody play anywhere. It's again another one of those Emma Bunton songs. Bunton songs. She was Baby Spice in the Spice Girls. This one is my favorite one. It's called Free Me. It's a beautiful song. It's I don't want to say it's a slow song, but it kind of is. But it's a cool tune. I don't know. I like it, so I put it on my list.
Interesting. John in the chat room said that the Bowling of Soup covered Stacy's Mom. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, since so many people thought it was them, they figured they might as well go for it. Yeah, all that stuff kind of sounds the same.
It had a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, this one, young lady, she did the song. Ladies was the song. Is it Sarai? Sarai. But the song is called Ladies, and it was a little blonde gal who sang this song. It's a dance song, and it didn't hit the charts, but it was probably for a period of time, it was a song that could go almost everywhere. And if you don't have it, you got to check this one out, gang. It's Sarai, Sarai, and the song is called Ladies. The interesting thing is that this is one that I had the music video, and we played this an awful lot. And then due to one of the computer upgrades, the file became corrupt.
No.
And I haven't had that music video, and I'm not even sure if anyone has it, because I used to get music videos from a source that shut down, and I believe this came from that. At least the edit I liked, but it was something that we were using for at least 5 years, and people knew it, and it was a pretty hot track. So.
No. Have to have a listen to that one. I don't think it's not ringing a bell.
Exactly. So I'm sure when you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's that one.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
This one is just a beautiful song. I don't know where you'd play it. Again, one of those songs that Brian likes and no one's ever heard of. It's a beautiful little song. It's a dance song. The band is called Deepest Blue. The song is called Deepest Blue. So it's Deepest Blue by Deepest Blue. And it's a really, really nice song. I'm trying to think if there was anything in there that was kind of like sampled or no, I don't believe so. But no, it's a cool tune. One to have a listen to.
Since you are such a big fan of anyone who's got little in their name,
Lil.
Yep.
Lil.
Yep. Lil. Yin Yang Twins and Little John did Salt Shaker, which in this arena was pretty hot.
That wasn't on our... No, Shake Your Tail Feather. That was the one that I saw.
And I wonder if this...
Yeah, Salt Shaker's a good one. Really good one.
Yeah, I wonder if this one is going to be a 2004, as a couple of people have pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's hard to say when you're researching this stuff. Some stuff was released, like the Hey Ya was released,
early.
Like I said, officially in September, but I know I was hearing this in August because I just kind of remember the anniversaries things when you met somebody, whatever. Played the hell out of it. So Kiss had it early. Who knows how they got it, but they did. And didn't even chart on the top 100 until the next year.
Yeah,
Really odd.
And we looked at, was it 2 weeks ago? There was maybe last week, there was an Usher song that came out in late October, hit the charts immediately and made the top 30 or so or something. It was up high in the charts, and it was only out for maybe a dozen weeks.
You never know. Never know how this stuff's going to go down sometimes. Well, next on my list is another song you never heard of, another dance tune. It's by Tom Kraft. It's called Loneliness. Really, really hot, clubby, like top 40 clubby stuff. I'm not giving you deep club stuff this week. I'm giving you top 40 clubby stuff. And that's Tom Kraft, Tomcraft. The song is called Loneliness. He's got several hits, but I really like Loneliness. And I heard that a lot that year. And I don't know if it was just in my car or if it was actually out and about. I don't remember, but I heard it a lot.
Another kind of slower tune from the country arena from Rascal Flatts is I Melt, which is a common wedding song. I still have people requesting that. Released, I believe this is going to chart next week, but I wanted to make sure we mentioned it this week, that it is definitely a song that will be in your repertoire for weddings.
Right on. Oh boy, yeah, I got weird stuff in my list, man. I apologize. I get normal stuff as we get toward the top, though. I do get more normal.
Well, I should count to make sure. Let's see, I've got 1, 2,
you
3,
doing?
4, 5, 6. I'm down to 7 left.
You're down to 7?
Yeah.
So why don't I double up?
Yeah, let's do
That'll
that.
make it about even. Okay, let's see. Next I have Jameson featuring Angel Blue, BLU. The song is called True. This is one of those garage tracks. We talked about garage a couple weeks ago. This is a very garage sounding song. Just kind of a cool tune. This was the kind of stuff people were hearing when they turned on the radio in England.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so bizarre to me that here in the States, when I turned on the radio, I was hearing Salt Shaker.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff that I'm telling you about is what everyone else was hearing in the rest of the world.
Right.
So,
And you can see that reflected in the charts, especially I was looking at a chart from New Zealand today, and theirs was even more different. It had more variety than anything in the other two.
I really like the Aussie and the New Zealand charts. I mean, it seems to be like the best from the US, the best from Europe. They do a really nice cross section.
Yeah.
And they have some of their own stuff that no one ever gets. That's wonderful if you listen to it. They do real well. And as we're doing a 2-4 here, just to kind of keep things even up. This girl, I don't know why she wasn't a big success, because she's just gorgeous and she had a nice voice. Her name's Lisa Scott Lee. She had a couple hits right around this time. Her first one that was on my radar was called Lately. And this is a nice little song. So have a listen. It's top 40. It's a nice tune. It's once again, Lisa Scott Lee with Lately.
Interesting.
And I dated a girl in early 2003 who looked exactly like her, and it was kind of scary.
Now everyone's going in, they're YouTubing Lisa Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I
you
dated
said
a
she
Lisa
was
Scott
hot,
Lee lookalike.
and they're not listening to us right now, so we might as well go have a smoke because they're not. They're looking.
Take a break. Go back with the jazz musicians.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be back in 5 minutes while you guys go look at.
She was the Mexican American version of Lisa Scott Lee, just absolutely gorgeous girl. But yeah, no, this is a cute little song though.
Let's see. The next song I've got is Lumidee, I believe it is. Lumidee. The song was Never Leave You. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
That was on our top 100.
Was it?
I know it was. I know
No.
it was. I know it was.
No, I didn't see
And
it.
we missed it because I saw it there.
Yeah, if we did, we missed it.
I closed that out, but I know it was on our
Yeah.
top 100. But it's
Well-
cool that you like it.
Yeah, it was one that it's that early in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Early in the evening, time to kind of play that, and it's just kind of a nice little campy ball.
It is a cool tune.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a neat
it is
tune.
a
You're
cool
not going to
tune.
dance to it, but it's a neat tune to.
People know it though.
Yep.
They
Okay.
know it.
What do you got next?
I don't know why I like this one, but I do. It's a remake of a Joni Mitchell song. It's Counting Crows featuring Vanessa Carlton's Big Yellow Taxi. It's a cute little song. And Vanessa Carlton puts a nice spin on it because she does. It's whoever the Counting Crows guy is singing the, take paradise, put up a parking lot. And then she stops in and does her own little harmony thing. It's really nice. So it's a cute little song. If you've never heard it, check it out. Counting Crows featuring Vanessa Carlton with the Big Yellow Taxi.
I'll have to check that out.
And the next one I have, you know how you have songs that you like, Then you have songs like "I Love."
Mm-hmm.
I love this song, and you probably know it because you dive into this stuff a couple years later. This is a Swedish act.
Mm.
It's two guys. One of them's much older than the other one. The older one's gay. The other one's like a skateboarder or something. It's really odd. Straight, but yeah. The band is called Junior Senior, and the song is called "Move Your Feet." I love this song. It popped up in one of those Bugs Bunny movies they did in the early
Space Jam?
No,
could
there
have
was
been.
another one. I think it had Brendan Fraser in it.
That was shoot. That was the Roger Rabbit, wasn't it? No, or was
No, Brendan Fraser was not
no,
Roger
he was a
Rabbit.
Rabbit. That was the other guy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the kids know it because it popped up in a kid's movie. I got a request for it around Christmas time at a gig, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's so cool. People, and this wasn't a kids party, this was adults. It's a wonderful little song. The music video looks like an 80s Atari video game, like a home Atari video game. Cool tune though. If you've never heard it, I urge you to have a listen. It's a great little song. Once again, that's Junior Senior with "Move Your Feet."
I was just trying to see which
Love it.
which movie it came from.
It was one of those, and it was a kid movie
Not a
kind of thing.
Did Brandon Fraser do Tarzan?
No. It was like Brendan Fraser was interacting.
George of the Jungle, he did.
No,
Oh,
he was
I'm-
interacting with cartoon characters in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, well, those are. I'm trying to think of any movie. I'm sorry, I'm just going in. Any
And there was
movie.
a scene where they end up in Las Vegas, I think, and as they're like scanning the skyline of Vegas, they're playing this song.
Huh. Okay, now we got to check the chat board. Somebody's going to have answered it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Matrix movies. No, that's not it.
But I just remember saying, "Oh wow!" And it was a couple years later, but kids know it because of that movie. That's the only reason I brought it up, and I can't remember the name of the movie.
Somebody mentioned Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No, maybe it wasn't Brendan Fraser. It was a Bugs Bunny. I think it was a Warner thing, type of thing. I don't remember. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
But it really wasn't high on my list to figure out when I made the list. I just
Monkey
loved it.
Bones is somebody threw that out.
No, it's not. It's not Monkey Bone. It's. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Okay. We'll run
Well,
across
what's
it.
the one where they have the Walmart? What's the movie where they end up with there's a Walmart or something in the middle of the desert? What the hell movie is that?
Boy, I don't know.
I think it was that one. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but it's a cool tune. So what do you got, dude?
Okay. Just trying to pop that up. I'm gonna go kind of. This is one that you should have. It's become a big wedding song, and this one, Josh Groban was kind of coming over from the Christian side. This gets a lot of play in that arena, and it's also gets a lot of play in the pop world as a slow song with "You Raise Me Up."
Yes.
Very-
Josh Groban. It's get a lot of requests for that.
Yeah, that works across the
And
board.
he's like technically a Christian artist, but he does stuff that crosses over, like you say. People like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Looney Tunes Back in Action 2003. There you go. That's the one. The tune is in the movie. The Junior Senior song is in the movie. Looney Tunes Back in Action from 2003.
Nice. Yep, I see that.
Mhm.
See, there's
I
always
wasn't crazy. I knew there was. I saw it.
it's cool to be able to throw something out and having folks that are like, yeah, hey,
What is that? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we-
like having Google without Google.
it's like
We call them Googlers.
we got a group of DJs here who all together we actually have one good thought.
Yes, collectively we can.
Okay, so you're up next. What do you got?
Okay, I really like this song. It's by it's Lee Dash Cabrera, and it's called "Shake It, Move a Little Closer." It's one of those top 40 dance songs that was big overseas, and we didn't get it. But it's a cute little song. It's kind of got a Latin flavor to it. It's a nice little song. And the one after that, this is John Silver. Now somehow John Silver has reworked Daft Punk's "One More Time." You can hear it in there. That was the inspiration for the song. I know it was. And this tune is called "Come On Over." and it's got a real nice vocal on top of it. It's a cute little song. It's a top 40 dance song once again. That's John Silver, Come On Over.
Cool. I'm gonna go country.
Yes.
2003, Toby Keith came out with a song called "I Love This Bar,"
Yeah, that was 2003, huh?
which came out with that in that time, and that became a theme song for all the wannabe bar people.
That's a monster tune, even now.
So I'm guessing this would have been a later 2003, and it's probably going to be something that shows up next week for us.
Maybe it will. But that's a particularly long song too, if I recall. The version I have just seems very long.
I think a lot of country feels that way.
No, but it's a long intro, and then there's a break at the end. You think it's over, and then it comes back for like a reprise or something. It seems like, well, for me, over 5 minutes for a country tune is really long. But yeah, a lot of requests for that one. It's a hot tune.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad either. It's a nice little song.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, what do you got next for us?
Okay, next up I have Robbie Williams. I talked about him before. He was in the band Take That.
Mm-hmm.
He did, I think, Millennium and Angels were the only songs that charted in the States. This is a really pretty song. It's called Feel. Came out in 2003. One of my favorite Robbie songs, Feel. And then next up, I play this tune every chance I get. There's something about it. I just got to play it. Yes, I played at weddings. I don't care. I played at weddings. People say, "Oh, you can't do that." Like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. That is Fat Man Scoop featuring Crooklyn Clan with Be Faithful. That is my jam, which is basically, oh boy, let me walk you through this one history-wise. So it's Faith Evans' Love Like This, which I mentioned in our 90s show, which is a sample from Chic Cheer from, I think, 80. Bernard Edwards, Nile Rodgers. So Fat Man, Scoop, and Crooklyn Clan get together and do this one, and it's tons of fun. And it's only like 2 minutes long, a little over 2 minutes long. But when I play this song, the roof blows off the place. I can come out of a slow set, like, all right, it's party time, and put on Be Faithful, and the crowd goes nuts.
I will definitely have to check that out.
You don't know that tune?
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell.
All the chicken heads, big party. You know that one? Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track.
Oh, yeah.
That's the tune.
That's the tune. Okay.
Yeah, a Fat Man Scoop featuring, or Crooklyn Clan featuring Fat Man Scoop, however way you want to put it. Be Faithful. It's Faith Evans. That's why they call it that. Wonderful, wonderful song. Own it.
Yeah. Definitely check that out. Let's see. That was your 2.
That was my 2.
Okay, good. Another one of those rock bands that was kind of a fun little band. Not quite as fun as some of the other ones. They were more of the serious band. Is Jet, and the song is "Are You Gonna Be My Girl?"
Ooh, that was a good one.
Good tune.
That was a really good one.
Came out in 2003, and I'm thinking we're going to see it next week again on the charts. But
yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a really good. Who did that again?
Jet.
Yeah. They were kind of like the Killers before the Killers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep,
but I like that tune. That's a really good one. It's a great one to have. Good suggestion on that one. Very usable. No, it is. I mean, you can
no, Jimmy Spin. He's calling me a white boy. We've already had this discussion. I'm very, very. In 30 seconds, you'll get a chuckle out of that.
It's a cool tune. I see it. All right, I'm going to give you some gold here on this next one. If you don't own it, get it. If you're a guy and you want to entertain yourself, watch the music video. It's one of the best music videos ever made. And that is Benny Benezzi presents The Biz with Satisfaction. Lovely tune. Did I just take one of yours?
No. But now okay. I know this. I know the
video is wonderful. It's the best promotion for Power Tools ever made. There's a couple different versions of it. But that's a great tune. I play that at gigs often to this day. It was never a big hit in the States, but it was one of those tunes that kind of somehow grassroots organically bar play, club play or something got on people's radar. They know it and they do ask for it. So that I do play, right up with, that's a staple with my audiences, kind of like, I don't know, Push It by Salt and Pepper would be a staple. It's that kind of song. You can just play it out of right field, and they're like, or left field, and they're like, "Ooh, hey, cool, Benny Benezzi." The next up, This is a beautiful little song, and just if I tell you my top songs of the decade, this is in the top 5. I love this tune. It's Jason Nevins. Let's see, with UKNY featuring Holly James. I love it when they have to like credit everyone in the title. Jason Nevins is a really nice guy, by the way. This tune I love, and it's called "I'm in Heaven," and it's basically it's a cross between JD's Plastic Dreams drum beat, and I'm a sucker for that loop, but it's also Michael Jackson's Human Nature, and they put them together, and Holly James singing over this. It's beautiful, and I cannot. It's one of those songs that's just so disappointing to me that we didn't get it stateside because it's so good, and I don't know that it did big money overseas, but it's a great tune. Jason's a New Yorker, but most of that stuff ends up going overseas. Beautiful little song though. There are 2 versions of it that I have. One's an early version, one's like the single version. They're both good. I kind of like the early version better, but beautiful tune. Again, more crap you never heard of. So
that
nice song.
That doesn't take much. A song from 2003 that came out, I believe it came out in 2003. I was trying to find a second source to confirm besides the music services that sent it out, was from Drunken Monkey. The song is called E in the Boozy Woozy remix, and it wasn't that I was using it for dance, but this was something that I was using for musical chairs. There are times when I needed to have something that kind of like you'd use with an older crowd. I'd use some of Herb Alpert's like his
Rise.
He the one cream whipped cream.
Whipped cream and other delights.
I would use those types of song where I would like in a contest or having a game going, and I wanted to have something in the background that was kind of fun. And so this was a version. So it was E from Drunken Monkey, and I believe from what I saw, it came out in 2003, but I wouldn't guarantee it. But it's kind of a borderline techno-y type song. So
sure,
something to check out if you want to go hear something weird.
Yes, sounds interesting. Okay, we're back. I got 2 more. I'm going to blow them off to you right here. The first one I want to talk about is a tune that I think I only saw it. Well, it charted in Europe, and I started hearing it here, like on music services, like in stores. Like if they had on something contemporary and cool, I would start hearing this tune, but nobody knew it. They're like, "Wow, what is this?" And I owned it. Beautiful song, and I've talked about this song before. This is by Simply Red. It's called Sunrise. And basically what it is, it's the Hall & Oates music to I Can't Go For That No Can Do. But Simply Red, they're singing over it, and they've added things. Have you heard this one, John?
Give me the title again, please.
It's called Sunrise. It's by Simply Red.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
This song is the bomb. I mean, it's just a listening song. You could totally play it for cocktails or whatever. It's a nice song. If you like Hall & Oates, you like that beat. Really cool.
I'm a huge Hall & Oates fan. So
yeah, I love them too. Yeah, especially that early stuff. But yeah, it's and Simply Red did it. So I mean, that's a legitimate band. This isn't like somebody just remixing something.
Yeah, I definitely
they make it their own. And the chorus is original in it. It's I believe or relatively original. So check that one out. That's really, really, really good. Just from checking music out from a point of view. And my number one song. Wait!
Before you do that, I'm gonna throw in mine.
Okay.
Because mine's not that good.
Well, I don't know. Mine's weird. Mine's
okay,
really
see,
weird.
yours will be weird. I'm gonna go.
Okay,
actually, we mentioned My Immortal, so that was one that I had and I hadn't crossed off. Britney Spears came out with Toxic in 2003.
Really? Was that 2003?
That she came out in Toxic in 2003, and the part that always makes me laugh about this song is yes, it had its 30 seconds on the, but there are a few DJs, male DJs that are our age or a little bit older, and this was their jam. And I remember early in the social media world when we were in 2004 and 5 and 6, and we're starting to communicate with these people on going from ICQ and some of the chat boards, and then we go and this is still their jam, and it's like, oh my gosh, how creepy is it to have a middle-aged man who's using a Britney Spears Toxic song? Is there? I suppose it's better
I don't
than
judge. I just
But again, at that point in time, if you have the right crowd, you've got some young ladies that were cheerleaders at this time, and they're having they're at their head cheerleader's wedding, 44 years later.
Well, of course you wait. Hold on a second. Jimmy Spin says, "Of course, I love Toxic." Well, of course you do. You're a creepy old DJ. Of course you like that song.
Exactly. No, he's up there talking about white folks that you're so tight you got to shake your head.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like maybe you'll get lucky tonight, but
Interject.
no, those kids in there. Okay, number one.
Okay, mine's weird, but I would recommend you own it.
Yeah, because you
This-
haven't had any weird requests or songs at all tonight.
This is hot though. I mean, you're gonna thank me someday if you don't own this. Get it. This is like, have you ever had a gig where you've just had like a person from India come up to you and say, "Do you have anything for me?"
I have actually,
And you're like, "No." Here's one you can have for them, and it's the best one, and they're gonna love you for it. It's called Mundian Tubaki by Punjabi MC. This was a hit. Now Punjabi MC. Okay, so without getting into like a world history lesson, there are a lot of Indian folks of Indian descent living in England.
Mhm.
So this is a song. It's done in the language that Hindi, I guess. Punjabi is a region, kind of borders Pakistan and India, and it's kind of a groovy place where everybody's kind of cool. They're not like hardcore like you see on the news. It's mountains, and it's there's farms and vegetables and little villages, and they like to party. They party together. They're cool. They all get along. So Punjabi is the region. That's kind of where the cool people from India are from. That are real friendly and whatever. But this is a British made tune. I mean, the guy is from England, and it's cool because the sample of the loop behind it, part of it's a like your sitar, but behind that, it's the theme song to Knight Rider. Tucka, 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 tucka. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This song is amazing. And when you put it on, if you've got anybody ever comes up to you, like Indian person, "Hey, you got something for us?" "Yeah, let me try this. I think I have one you might like." Instead of going Bollywood or whatever, which some people will do, drop this joint. This is, I don't know what to compare it to. This is like the old time rock and roll or something for the Indians. They love it. Everyone knows it. And the dances they'll do to this tune are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The Indian dancing is so much fun. So this is like your smart bomb for anyone who happens to pop into the club or is at the wedding or whatever. You can play it and you can get away with it because others will join in. It's a great tune if you don't own it, get it. Once again, that's Punjabi MC, Panjabi, Punjabi MC like MNC,
Mm-hmm.
and the tune is called Mundian Tubaki. That is spelled Mundian 2TO, Bach BACH, and key is KE. Get this tune. Have it in your library. You're gonna thank me someday.
Cool.
Great.
I will definitely be looking
Ask
that up.
Naveen, he'll tell you. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's the tune." He's like the Indian DJ. He'll tell you that's the one to play.
Yeah, you don't know that? How do you not know that? Everyone should know that.
Yeah. It's a great tune. I right before I did a Blanca, I dated this Indian girl for half a second, and I remember we got in my truck, and I just turned the ignition on, and I didn't realize it, but I had just gotten one of my import CDs in, and this tune was just next on the list, and it started playing. She lost her mind. And she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing playing this? Is this like a trap? Are you trying to impress me?" She went nuts in the truck, just dancing to the song. Loved it. So, it works. Anyway,
Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm trying to impress you with my DJ skills.
I'm trying to play songs from your country, but it's not really from your country, but
But
it sounds like it's from your country. It's in your language. I don't know. But anyway, no, cool tune. Own it. And this will all be posted in the description on YouTube, all these lists. That's number one. I promise you, if you own it, someday the situation comes up, you're going to look like a rock star that you have this tune.
That's for sure. It's actually mentioning Indian music. Last evening, I have one of my friends, a friend of mine that does some YouTube things. He did a Facebook Live, and he is of I would guess an Indian background, and he is a kind of an EDM type of a DJ. I would say, kind of a house EDM. and he had. They were having a conversation about Indian music and Indian club music. And what a completely different world. I mean, first off, again, I was showing that I was very, very white. And the conversation and talking about the music and how the taking you would have fit right in with that conversation because they were talking about taking loops from this and loops from this and creating new music. And it was really a lot of conversation about how they created the music and where they were pulling pieces from. And guys were taking pieces of their different songs and back and forth. It was really kind of fascinating because it's all that stuff that we as mobile DJs don't even think about.
I guess we do. Some of us do.
Some
I
do.
I don't think about it a lot, but yeah, I see where you're coming from.
You do more than the average typical mobile DJ because it's more of a passion for you, and you're that more inquisitive. Where I bet the average mobile DJ would maybe be able to say, oh yeah, that hook comes from this song or what have you, but they were just so passionate and very similar to you in knowing, okay, I like that. I like that loop. Where did it come from? Oh, it came from over here. And they would definitely know the B track of everything that was produced there. It was pretty cool.
They do some really cool stuff over there. There's another one that was on my radar about the same time. And I don't remember the song or the artist, but it was the loop was the same speed and everything else that Montel Jordan used in that song "Get It On Tonight." And it had this really pretty, I don't know if it was a prayer or a chant over it in Hindi. It was really sexy and cool. That one came out about this. It was really neat stuff. And it's not all just Bollywood. And I don't like musicals. Like, I hate them. They make me uncomfortable. And I don't like songs from musicals. I don't like sing-alongs. And Bollywood is very much that, so I don't dig that, but I dig the other stuff that they do over there. I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
that's my list this week, guys. I hope it was weird. I hope you get a gem or two out of there that you enjoy. I guarantee you that if you're into dance music or even top 40 music, you're gonna find something in there maybe you never heard, and you're gonna love it.
Yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff in there. A few of them I actually recognize, and a couple of them it's like, oh yeah, I haven't heard that song in a long, long time. I've got to go on and see if I can find a real version of it to have in my collection. So great stuff. Next week we will be back with 2004.
Oh, I mean, this is just one song I was just dying to put on the list for this week. But technically, it really charted. There's
a few of those, and we touched on some this week. And
I held it back because this song, I'm in love with the song. And in fact, John, I'll share it with you. We never do that, but I'll share this song with you after this broadcast so you can hear it because it's so good. It's just an amazing tune.
Cool.
When I talk about it.
Nice. Then we'll get to hear all about it next week. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions or comments or anything, the comments on the right side on Facebook, they're going to stay, so we'll be able to see those. But on the right side here, those are going to go away. So if there's anything that you want to ask or you want to make comments to, please put that in the comments area below the video in a few minutes. About 10 minutes after the video is when that shows up. Otherwise, I think that's our show for this week.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Yep. Thank you very much for watching. And we will see you next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central for our Tuesday music show. Good night, everyone.
I'll be here.
All right. Good night.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2,400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. The PV Dark Manor Series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit 911. More customers, more cash, less stress.